I'm John Hanna for CDTV.net in New York, and we have Greg Womack, president of Womack Investment Advisors, joining us from Edmond, Oklahoma. Good afternoon, Greg.
Good afternoon, John. How are you?
Pretty good. Just finished the technology show, several technology show last week here in New York City, and we're going to be doing a lot of review. That's going to be within the next couple of days. How was your weekend?
Very hot here in Oklahoma, but we had a good weekend, and after suffering last week's losses in the market, we just kind of had a good weekend. Decided let's just forget it and relax, enjoy the summer.
There you go. There you go. Well, what do you have for us today?
Well, as I mentioned, John, I mean, we're back to square one. The Nasdaq finally managed to turn around its 5-week losing streak, putting it at the dead flat for the year. We got small caps had the best week experienced by any of the 4 domestic indices since the beginning of May. However, the S&P and the Dow saw their 7th loss in the last 8 weeks. And so the S&P barely managed to stay in the plus column for 2011. Year to date, the Dow's up about a little over 3%. Nasdaq's flat. S&P is up about 1%. As we look at today, which is Monday, the June 27th, around noon, 12:30 Eastern time, we've got the markets. S&P's up about 11 points. Dow's up about 106 points for this June 27th day. But really, a lot of it, gets back to some of the headlines we've seen in Greece. The government survived a key parliamentary vote of confidence, and so it reaffirmed its attempt to obtain some approval of the European $28 billion bailout, if you will. And there's going to be a 5-year program of spending cuts and tax increases by the end of the month. They'll have that ready to vote on. And European leaders have said the unpopular austerity package must be approved this week for Greece to receive the next installment of the existing aid package in July and increase its chances of obtaining a second. So hopefully they're trying to put bandages over there in Greece and to create a catastrophic financial condition for Greece, and that would probably spread to other Euro banks and countries over there as well. So then, back home, we've had the new single-family home sales fell 2% in May, the Commerce Department said, although they were 13.5% above last May's numbers. Existing home sales are even weaker, hurt by severe weather and expensive gas. They fell 3.8% during the month and more than 15% from last year. So we do have, speaking of gas, some relief from those high gas prices. Oil fell to roughly $90 a barrel after the International Energy Agency announced that the United States and 27 other countries would release some strategic reserves to replace supplies, mainly that have been lost from Libya. And so we've had some, a lot of volatility in the markets picked up last week, but still we're seeing the S&P 500 stay above that support level in the range of roughly, as I mentioned last week, 200-day moving average of about 1,260 range, 50 range. So it's staying above the support level as of today. A little bit of more economic news, John. The Bureau of Economic Analysis, the final estimate of the first quarter economic growth rose slightly to 1.9%, but it was still far below the 3.1% of the fourth quarter of 2010. And corporate profits rose by $48.7 billion in the first quarter, up from the fourth quarter's $38.2 billion. However, taxes, inventory, and capital consumption adjustments cut that increase to only $15.5 billion. And then we had durable goods. After falling the previous month, were up 1.9% in May, according to the Commerce Department. So really, I think all eyes are going to be on Greece We've got the Greek Parliament's midweek vote on the budgetary reforms, and that will be key to the markets, I believe. And then investors have a few more days to anticipate how the end of the quantitative easing might affect the markets. So this week we have some key data releases. We've got personal income and spending on the 27th, home prices on the 28th, pending home sales on the 29th, and U.S. manufacturing and construction spending on the 1st. And as we go into the weekend, we'll have an extended weekend. And a happy birthday to our nation. The 4th of July will be on Monday. So as you head out toward the end of the week, I'm sure traders will start to lighten up on the trading come Thursday and Friday.
Nice, long weekend, yay!
That's right.
All right.
End the weekend with a bang. Hopefully the markets will have a bang too.
There you go. That's Greg Womack, president of Womack Investment Advisors, joining us from Edmond, Oklahoma. And I'm John Hanna for CityTV.net in New York.